Hello, this is Derek with the North Island Wildlife Recovery Center. One of our main programs at NYRA is our Vancouver Island Black Bear Rehabilitation Program, where we raise injured and orphaned black bear cubs for release back into their wild home. We work with the Ministry of Environment as well as the conservation officers to help rescue and transport the cubs back to the center, where the whole journey begins. We receive cubs in a variety of sizes and conditions, sometimes even as small as 1.5 kilograms. That's just over 3 pounds. After an initial exam, it is determined whether or not bottle or syringe feeding is necessary. In this instance, syringe feeding was required. We use a special formula that is designed to mimic the milk these cubs would be receiving from their mothers in the wild. When syringe feeding, it is important to transition the cubs to a bowl as soon as possible. Although these cubs are cute, ideally we want to be as hands-off as possible with them. Once we have successfully transitioned the cubs to a bowl, and they have built up strength, they start to explore the nursery enclosure. Here at NYRA, we work with the Vancouver Island black bear, a specific subspecies only found on Vancouver Island. They will stay in the nursery until they are approximately 20 pounds, at which time we will net them and move them to the grow-out area. Using a net to move them at this stage is beneficial for a few reasons. For one, it prevents the need for additional sedation at their relatively small size, as well as it reinforces the fear of humans that black bear cubs need in order to be successfully released. Once out of the net in the new grow-out area, they are happy to be done with the whole ordeal. As the name implies, this is a larger enclosure for the cubs to continue to grow and develop. It consists of 3 separate areas: a larger indoor den space, a tub room with a large water basin for the cubs to splash and play in, and an additional outdoor area where the cubs can play and continue to hone their skills. Each area is separated by a bear door with a full visual barrier. That way we are always out of sight of the cubs when we are cleaning and putting down food. We hide food throughout the enclosure to continue to stimulate the cubs' foraging sense, as well as putting down scents to engage their noses and provide enrichment as they grow. When the time comes to move the cubs to the pre-release enclosure, they are fully sedated by our veterinarian Dr. Malcolm McCady. At this time, we give them their second formal exam, taking blood and hair samples, inserting transponders, ear tags, weighing the cubs, taking measurements, as well as establishing the overall condition of each individual cub. Once complete, they are moved into their pre-release area. They will stay here until they are released back home into the wild. Typically, we move them into this enclosure in late October. In the pre-release enclosure, we are completely hands-off. It is a naturalistic enclosure, so any defecation breaks down naturally, and we feed through various hatches around the perimeter of the enclosure. This cuts off all interaction with the bears prior to release. In the pre-release enclosure, the cubs will experience their first winter, and den in the enclosures we have provided for them. Sometimes they even create their own dens under the root balls and log hollows that are present in the enclosure. Once springtime comes, it's time for release. Typically, we release the cubs in mid-June. When it's time for release, the cubs are again fully sedated and have a full veterinary checkup done on them by the ministry vet. At this time, they are also fitted with a state-of-the-art GPS collar so that the ministry can track the movement of these cubs for the first year back in the wild. The collar will naturally break off as it is designed to stay on for only 1 year. This data is vital in helping bear conservation on Vancouver Island. We here at NYRA are so thrilled to work with a great team at the ministry who is passionate about helping our beautiful Vancouver Island black bears. As the cubs are loaded into the transport enclosures, this is the last time we see them. Our work is done. Their long journey with NYRA is coming to an end. These cubs are going home. The ministry takes the cubs to an undisclosed area in the range that they were found. And once those doors are open, the cubs are gone. It is an amazing moment to see them going back home where they belong. The GPS collars provide real-time data on the movements of our rehabilitated cubs for up to 1 year. That means the whole process can take up to 27 months long. A lot of hard work and dedication goes into black bear rehabilitation, but it is extremely rewarding knowing you have given these cubs a new lease on life. We hope to continue to help black bears on Vancouver Island for years to come. And you can help too by reporting any cub that you may see who is in distress to the Ministry of Environment, as well as being bear aware. That means securing your garbage and compost, cleaning your barbecues, and always picking up your fallen fruit. Remember, they need us and we need you. Thank you all so much for your support.